record?
Yeah, look, obviously we started really well. We thought we got out of the blocks and were able to put it on the scoreboard. And then I thought the first probably 5 or so minutes of the second quarter, we just we got a little bit cute and we just overpossessed the ball and we got away from what we were doing in the first quarter. And I just thought that let Gold Coast in. They and to their credit, they responded a little bit as well. So they outscored us in that quarter, and then once again in the third, I thought their pressure was really good. I thought around the ball they lifted their intensity, and it was very difficult to get that ascendancy back that we had clearly in the first quarter. So 3/4 time, just a chance to regroup, and then really happy with the way they responded.
Clearly your clearance work was a real feature today.
Yeah, look, I think that the dominance in the ruck was obviously really stark, and Sammy Jacobs ended up with 47 hit-outs, and we had 67 to 14, so that's as one-sided as you're going to get. So I thought they were obviously reading off our hand as well, but Scott Thompson was outstanding, and Patrick Dangerfield as well. I think he ended up with 10 clearances and also did a lot of the hard stuff. Patrick had 10 tackles, so those two guys, along with Nathan Van Berlo, whose great form has continued. So, we were pretty happy with what we did around the ball today.
Does it stagger you? You've been up here twice in the last few weeks, and Scott Thompson doesn't appear to have an opponent.
Well, look, let's be honest. Let's be fair to Scott. I think Scott's probably had the best year of his career, and a little bit surprising when you get those big numbers like he had today. But Scott, I think you'll find is averaging up there in the top handful of players in the AFL, and he would have to be serious contention for All Australian. And obviously, it's really tough as a midfielder to get in there with some quality guys, but his consistency and the level he's performed at, and not always a winning side, today obviously it was, but he's been outstanding for us. And in terms of the flip side of that as well, is he's come into our leadership group this year, so it's the first time he's been a recognised leader of the club, and to be able to produce that is great.
I'm being fair to him because he's such a great player, and it's astonishing that he doesn't get hard tags.
Yeah, look, I think you'll probably have to wait 15 minutes and ask the next press conference. That's probably better than me having a crack at it.
Biggs, do you think he gets enough recognition on a national stage? Obviously he does in SA, but I think if he played for a club like Collingwood, Carlton might be held in higher esteem nationally.
Yeah, well, look, I think that happens with most of the interstate players, over the duration. If we've had some great players, and because you're a little bit away, you're a little bit out of, from under the eye. But look, we certainly don't underrate him, and we appreciate everything he does. And as I mentioned, he's led superbly from the front all year, and today was just another example. And the thing about Tomo that is sensational is that you can have 51 possessions, and sometimes you can have a heap of junk ones chucked in there as well. But Scott, he uses it really well. Most of those possessions are quality possessions, so that's what makes it even better for us.
You must have been pleased with the way the side handled expectation today. I know you were sort of concerned about that coming in.
Look, I guess the start was the issue for me. I wanted to make sure that, coming off a game where we almost got there against the quality side last week, I wanted to make sure that we actually put the foot down at the start in terms of, you come to the Gold Coast and it's a different atmosphere, and there sometimes is a tendency to think you're on holiday. So I was really wrapped with the maturity the guys showed in terms of being able to come here, prepare correctly, do the job, and get the start we wanted. And probably the only disappointment was that just dropping off a little bit in the start of the second quarter, which left the door ajar to Gold Coast to walk in.
Talking about possessions and clearances, at 3/4 time we only had 11 goals. Doesn't seem like a huge yield for such a dominant performance.
Yeah. Oh, look, I just thought they were able to sort of bottle it up. I don't think we actually took the ball away as cleanly as we would have liked it. We started to hit a little bit more outside probably from halfway through the third quarter and into the last, so we started to get on top of that. But they've got some quality on ballers too. Ablett was really good in terms of his cleanness around the footy. I thought he was good. Some of their other on ballers, I thought when Swallow came on, he had an impact as well. So, their ability to get into our hit spots and to make it difficult for us was pretty good in those middle two quarters.
And what broke it open in the last quarter?
Oh, look, I just asked for us to actually ramp up our defensive stuff and try and create some more opportunities. And I guess we know we're playing Gold Coast, who are a young side, and throughout the year, probably one of the things that we've seen is at different periods, when you continue that pressure, at some stage the young teams will have a lapse and have some inconsistency. So we just wanted to make sure that if we kept that pressure on, we were hoping that some opportunities would arise, and that's how it worked out. And the game opened up in the last quarter, and some of their pressure fell away a little bit. And I would have liked to have just been a little bit more efficient in the last quarter. I reckon we probably missed three or four shots, a couple of set shots, and that we would expect that we'd kick. So, there's still plenty of room for improvement.
Mark, you're almost you're more than halfway through your 6-week stint now. What do you think you've learned as a coach?
That every week the game keeps throwing up challenges, so I think I talked about this during the week. Early on it's about getting the group engaged and making sure that they're clear on what you want to do, and then to be able to do that for a period. So we did it one week, then being able to do it consistently, then being able to do it against a top echelon side like Geelong. This week was different in terms of playing away again, coming to a foreign environment. A lot of the guys hadn't seen the Oval before, a lot of young players in the group, and to be able to get the job done. So each week presents a different challenge. So it's another home game next week against Richmond. Richmond are a strong contested ball side. They're really strong around the clearances. So we'll look at some of the stuff we did today and see how we can improve.
Do you feel you're better credentialed than when you first started out?
Oh, well, I think that would be a really sensible comment to make, in terms of being able to actually have an on-the-job trial in some respects. So not having coached in my own right before, and then having the opportunity to do it for a month and a half, I think it gives you, exposes you to scenarios that you haven't been exposed to before. So yeah, I think that does.
I know obviously Nigel Smart sat in the box last week, and obviously Phil does regularly. Do you go and seek feedback from those guys just to see how you go? Yeah,
I talk to Phil quite regularly. Obviously he's in charge of our football department, so when we do our game review, we review our coach's box and how that operated. I haven't spoken to Nigel a great deal about it, so but once again, as a coaching group, we do that review process weekly.
You find it's beneficial for you?
Absolutely, yeah, it's good.
And injuries, Walker was okay?
Look, I think he copped a heavy knock. I'm not sure if it's shoulder or collarbone or rib or what it is at the moment, but he's just got some ice packs on that sort of general vicinity, so we'll wait and see how that pulls up.